Hi, it's Anna from the Growing Chefs Ontario Classroom Kitchen, and I'm going to show you how to prepare your pumpkin for our monthly kids cooking class for October. For these recipes, you will need a 3.5 to 4 pound pumpkin, about the same size as your head. And we're going to use this pumpkin in 2 different ways. Normally, when I roast a pumpkin at home, I set my oven to 350 and I just put it in the oven until it's soft. But since we're going to use a recipe with pureed pumpkin and also have a recipe with cubed pumpkin, I'm going to show you how to do both those recipes with a single pumpkin. To start, you'll want an adult to help you cut this pumpkin in half. And I'm actually going to cut the top off of it first. So we're going to scoop the seeds out of this pumpkin before we roast it. Take a baking sheet lined with parchment, put it on top. You're going to put this in a 350-degree oven for about 45 to 50 minutes until it's very soft when you touch it. With the second half of our pumpkin that we're going to use for cubing, adults, it's a lot easier for younger chefs if you break this down into smaller pieces and then allow them to go from there. So you take your chef's knife and cut wedges. Once your pumpkin is cut into wedges, it makes it a lot easier for your younger chefs to use a peeler to peel off the skin and then to break it down even further for their recipe. So to do that, they can either use a paring knife or also a safe chopper, which we sell on our website as well. And we really like them because the handle is shaped just like a regular knife. It cuts like a regular knife, but it won't cut you as easily like a regular knife. And with their other hand that they're using to hold the food, we're going to use something called a bear claw. And that's when my fingers are tucked under and my thumb is tucked behind. And that means that my fingers are acting as a guard for my knife. And they're just going to cut the pieces into more manageable cubes. My pumpkin is out of the oven. I knew it was done because when I pressed it with my finger, it was very soft. And now I'm going to turn it into puree. So you can either do that with a food processor like this or a blender. But before we put this into our food processor or blender, we need to take the skin off because we don't want that. So you should be able to just peel it off fairly easily with your fingers. And then I'm just going to break it into chunks and throw it in. My pumpkin puree is very nice and smooth, and I'm ready to transfer it to a bowl. If this felt like a lot of work, that's okay. We are actually selling kits through our website that will give you the puree and the pumpkin ready to go for your recipes so you don't have to do any of this. If you want to give it a try, it's a really great basic recipe to have, and you can use this in pies, mousse, smoothies, whatever your heart desires, and wherever you need a little bit more pumpkin.